Hey guys, welcome to episode 2. If I sound ridiculous, it's because I have a cold. And Jesus, dude. This has been the winter from hell. But hopefully it's the worst one ever, and it can only get better from here. Now we've got a crazy, crazy episode for you today. A lot happened. A lot's going on. And we worked a lot on it this weekend. Or this week. As you can see right now, we're making repeaters. What's that for? Well, we want a light switchable lighting system for the bottom floor. And we're going to go ahead and install that now. I think we're doing the lamps first, the redstone lamps. As you can see, I went into my creative laboratory here, one of them, because I wanted to see if a redstone line along that level would stop hoppers from doing its job, and clearly they didn't, so we can put them wherever they want. We can put the redstone lines right next to the hoppers. That's really great. They designed that pretty well. You know, pretty much in all instances, you're very, very happy with how genius the makers of redstone were. I guess they just tinkered with it and tinkered with it and tinkered with it until it was a very optimal system. And I'm happy for that. I'm quite happy for that. Another thing is that slimes are the bane of my existence. We're going to be killing them a lot. And a lot, and a lot, and a lot. It's like in the nether with ghasts. It's quite strange, obviously, because I remember when I first started playing and I was building farms that required lots of sticky pistons, and I just had no slimes. Had barely ever seen any. Was so desperate for slime. I was like going to the swamps, you know, all night, just like hunting them down. I don't think I even had looting. I was just like, looking for slimes. I need slimes so bad. And now look at us. I have so much slime stored in these chests. And it's just like, please, for the love of God, leave me alone. I do not need it. I do not want it. Of course, that'd be different if we upgraded, because we get slime blocks, which are cool as hell. Albeit kind of game-breaking as I research it more. But now what we're doing is we're outlining the slime chunks. And the reason we're doing that is because the redstone wiring is going to leave one by however long the line is, pathways of redstone. And nothing can spawn in there unless you go through a slime chunk, in which case the 1 by 1 cubes can spawn in there. And we want to make sure that that doesn't happen, so we're going to cover the chunks first, just to demonstrate or outline that they cannot, my pathways cannot go through those chunks, which gives a limitation. But of course, this is a cosmetic lighting system anyways. It doesn't need to be everywhere. It isn't like, oh no, so there's not a problem. It's just going to be a little darker in places where we can't do that. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, this is just a weird chunk area. There's like 3 of them here at once, in like a weird L shape, and I'm just trying to figure that out. It's so funny when you look at my F3 open, I keep going through all these different biomes, but you can't see them because they're gone. The sad thing is, when they updated to 1.7, they changed some of the names of the biomes, so previously taiga snowed. There was snow in taiga. But in 1.7, They changed that to, I think, snowy taiga. And then all the taiga biomes switched into rainy. Sorry about that, guys. I was just interrupted. I'm recording this in my kitchen, and apparently I can't get the alone time even at 4:30 in the morning. But they're gone now. They've left for work. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the biomes. Yeah, so 1.6. It was taiga. And that snowed. And then 1.7, they made snowy taiga. And the regular old taiga was just not snowing anymore. So I have all this 1.6 taiga biome generation. And it's got all this snow in it. But whenever it rains, it rains. And so it basically kind of looks exactly like the end of a snow day or snow week where it's raining and all the snow is melting. But it never melts, and you're just perpetually in this hell, this purgatory of rain on top of snow. It is like the most depressing thing ever. I have been motivated to go to every single 1.6 taiga biome I have in my world and just mining all the snow with a shovel so that I don't have to experience that frickin' aesthetic anymore. And I think it probably makes sense to start with the territory that's right outside of my base. It's just so sad because it was so beautiful once. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of the snow. I love the snow. I love the snow almost as much as I love slimes. So I think it's fair to say that we can probably skip ahead now. There we go. Here we're poking holes through the ceiling for the redstone lamps. The thing about that is I was kind of patternistic about it, but I also was just kind of placing them as I went along. There really was not a clear pattern there. I mean, there was, but it definitely was not a consistent pattern. You know, sometimes there was larger spaces, sometimes there was smaller. And as you can see, when I mine the ceiling to see if it's available, if there's cobblestone or hoppers above it, you can't place one there. And some of the hallways were like thinner than the others. That's another thing that I thought I counted them all equally. I guess not. But, you know, it doesn't need to be, you know, I mean, someone famously said in a movie that, or not exactly to this effect, but in order for something to be at least human, it has to be as unbalanced as it is balanced. And I've been trying to realize that in my construction here. It's kind of hard to cipher out what that means. I mean, to fully incorporate it into your being, into how you live life, into how you build, what does it mean? Well, it means distribute in equal patterns as often as you distribute equal patterns. And just the deeper that you incorporate that, or understand that mentally, I guess, the better it's going to be. I think that might be a pillar or a cornerstone of building, I guess. That's what I'm going to really try to do. Obviously, things are really square now. I'm going to add cosmetic, and obviously the higher floors are going to be more cosmetic. Down here, it's just less room for that type of stuff because of all the slimes. Everything needs to be perfect when it comes to spawn proofness. Obviously upstairs too, but with upstairs it's like you don't have to half slab it. It doesn't need to be basically militarized with half slabs. All you need to do is spam it with light. which is also annoying that we have to do that. But I mean, hey, we're in survival. This is what we have to do. Unless we're in a mushroom island biome, and basically every single one that I've found on this server, I have one giant one, and then a smaller one that's already been built on a little bit, not by me. But those are the ones that, you know, you can build anything, and it can be as dark as you want. So that's definitely a fertile ground for future building projects that you might not, you know, want any sort of lighting to go on at all, or the lighting that you choose, essentially. So we're going to want to do that at some point. God, that's so cool. I love that the beacon beam just passes through. It's so ethereal and beautiful. Beacons visually is probably one of the coolest things that they've added to Minecraft. As far as tech goes, it's a little outside the realm of the medieval technology. That's the theme of Minecraft, but I mean, who's complaining, really? I'm complaining. Not about beacons, but about a lot of other stuff. Man, this whole 1.15 thing. I don't even know if we should get into that. Should we get into that? It's a good question. Because every other comment is, why are you playing in 1.7? Why? Why are you playing in 1.7? It's pretty simple. I think 1.7 is a better version. I mean, at this point, I've just been looking at the technology, and it's unbelievably ridiculous. I'm going to make a post about this later, but I was watching this video of a guy getting shulkers, and he's flying around. Just flying around. You know what was thrilling about the end? Was that you were in a deep void. And at any point, it could be the end for you. And that stacking over with one block in a single file line is the scariest thing ever. And if you're not in a single player world, you could have like bad connection and you would just die. Right? Maybe that's not fair. Who am I to say? But God, it was scary. And that was thrilling. That was thrilling. Now, oh, you just fly around. You're invincible. You kill the shulkers. And then you gain the ability to carry around, like, what, 27 double chests worth of stuff? Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like they made you too godly in recent versions. It might not be the case. I don't know. It might be the case that when I play, that I accept that new level of just how godly they've made players. And I guess they balanced it in other ways. They got rid of notch apples. But, yeah, I'll play the game, and I'll come to my own conclusions. I should approach it with an open mind. That's probably a good idea. But I think we could probably skip ahead now. You've been watching me punch out holes for the lights and killing slimes for quite a while now. So we are going to play the time-lapses now. Time-lapses. And these are insane. I hope you guys enjoy. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, stop. I had a realization at this point. If you can see all those hopper sections on the floor, the chests are going to be right above that, on the same level as these half slabs that I'm putting down. And that would break the whole system, as they would get sucked through and sent to the bottom layer, which is not what's supposed to happen. So at this point, I could either just put the storage silos in the corners where there's no hopper fields, or I could completely redesign the basement sections and add another Y coordinate level to each floor in order to cover and create distance between the chests and the hoppers. And I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? That would require me to mine down all the checkerboard that I've already done, do an entire another layer of cobble, and then get started on the checkerboard pattern again. But I said to myself, if we're going to go for it, we might as well go for it. Screw it. So, buck the F up. And maybe get up a little bit earlier. Because here we go. Well, we are quite sleep deprived. And we are quite devoid of wood now. But I consider it an effort well spent. I think it looks pretty good. Next episode, or maybe between episodes, I might add some more cosmetic effects. Next episode, obviously, we're going to be putting down the silos for the next floor. And that's very, very exciting. We'll see you guys on the next episode. What a tremendous effort. I am ready to sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, leave a like or something. I don't know. Maybe a comment. Leave a comment. Or something. Just do something. Alright. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Have you ever considered financially supporting someone for the most ridiculous reason ever? I place down blocks in a block game. And if you're inspired by what I do, you can support me through Patreon. Just a couple bucks a month gives you access to my Discord, your name in the credits, and helps me immensely. If you're in the giving spirit, you can leave a permanent footprint into my videos by throwing coins into my jar. Regardless, thank you everyone for the support, whether that's through Patreon, in the comments, or viewing. See you next time.